and this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to Wheels of Fury. Of the late Bob Ross, why not? Let's enjoy ourselves. Welcome to another special edition of Wheels of Fury. Killer Kyle, I'm Mean Matt, and since it's King of the Ring on Monday, whatever happens, I don't know with that. I thought, what the fuck? Let's do a King of the Ring look back at episode.
Yes.
So we're gonna do the famous 1996, and yeah, we just did In Your House Canadian Stampede in 97, and like I said in this video, but I didn't watch wrestling as much as I did late 92, 94, so
right.
I was an occasional watcher, and don't know a lot, but 96 it was like here or there. This one was actually the infamous promo that we'll get to shortly, but yeah, I assume that you watched it.
Oh, I did. I was quite a regular watcher. Like, I know about wrestling throughout the 80s, but that's just because I've gone back and watched them. But I remember a lot of things throughout the 90s, and I've regularly watched wrestling 95, 96, 97, 98, 99.
Yeah, I mean, my older brother was still watching it at this time.
Yeah.
Now I got back into it late 97, I believe. So, this was actually another year where they had brought in, it wasn't exactly the Attitude Era yet, but there were signs coming up to that.
Yeah, it was starting to come around.
So, I mean, yeah, this was an interesting pay-per-view as well. So, we go to the pre-show, we've got the Bodydonnas versus
the New Rockers.
Yep.
Leif Cassidy and Marty Jannetty.
Poor Al Snow.
I know.
Yeah, this was not a good return take team.
Yeah.
I know what they were trying to do, but it was just the shits. And
yeah, it did not work well.
You got Candido and, well, Skip and Whip. Or Zip.
Whip, zip, hip, chip, flip, dip.
Yeah.
Crip.
Managed by, oh hey, that's us. Managed by Sonny.
Yes.
So, yeah. This was the pre-show, obviously. We didn't see this one.
Right.
However, the Bodydonnas won.
Right.
So, there's that. Okay.
Yeah.
You look at, the revival of tag teams, and I think the New Rockers, it was a good idea on paper. I just don't think it was, and Al Snow was already two other gimmicks in the WWF at that time.
Yeah.
Just under a mask.
Right.
But yeah, he definitely. I don't know what they were going with this. Just have Marty Jannetty have another fucking WWF run.
Basically, yeah. And I mean, I give Al Snow all the credit in the world for wanting to do this, and I give Marty Jannetty tons of credit for, trying to have the rocker ideology still a thing and bring it back and revitalize it. I'm sure they put a lot of effort into it and the fans seem to be behind it. It's just one of those things where if more effort was put into it and it made a little more sense, then it probably would have gotten over better. But it just seemed to be, once the nostalgia wore off, that was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, that's not taking anything away from Jannetty or Snow. It's just everybody seemed to really love Michaels and Jannetty, that when they brought back the Rockers with a completely different guy, the fans got behind it, but they were way more behind Michaels and Jannetty as the Rockers and Snow and Jannetty, unfortunately.
Yeah. So then we got on to Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yes.
See, now I can do it. Versus
Aldo Montoya.
Aldo Montoya.
Yes.
Who killed my father. Prepared to die. So, this was interesting as well.
Yeah.
Aldo Montoya, yeah. It doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I never won the match. So,
Yeah.
then we go on to
A semi-final match
yeah.
for the King of the Ring. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin against the marvelous one, Marc Mero.
Yes, another guy. So, this is where it got interesting because you have WCW trade off. Lex Luger went over to WCW. I mean, he was a wrestler there before.
Right?
WWF got Big Van Vader and Marc Mero.
Right.
And it was just like, okay, that's interesting. Pretty creepy about this match. And I commend Austin for that. He got his lip busted open.
Yes.
Mouth busted open.
Yeah.
He ended up having to leave and get stitches before coming back. But
Yeah.
this was a pretty good match too. Austin pretty much did a ass whipping.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stone Cold Stunner. That won the match. Obviously, the whole thing with Austin's mouth and whatever. So
Yeah.
he advances.
Right. In the second semi-final match, you got Jake Roberts against the big man, Big Van Vader.
Yeah. What's interesting about this match, and there was really no connection, but Vader was on Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And they had an episode where he actually wrestled Jake Roberts. Now, I don't think this was this must have been like whatever they call stock footage or some shit.
Right.
I don't really know, but this was, Jake Roberts coming back, trying to redeem himself. He was a born again, He wasn't in shape, let's face it. He, and he even admitted it. So, carrying a snake, not like Damien, this was an albino Revelations. And so, this was, a good match for what it was, I think. Oh, it was a disqualification.
Right.
Yeah. So, that was kind of the shits.
Basically.
Yeah, unfortunately. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways.
This match was pretty back and forth. Jake attempted the DDT on Vader. I think he hit it. But then something happened. There ended up being a disqualification.
Uh-huh.
Vader beat the piss out of Jake, splashing him in the corner, and Vader bomb. And
Oh yeah, he basically got bruised ribs.
yeah,
And got all fucked up, so
yeah,
somehow he advanced.
yeah.
So
now we go on to a tag match for the tag titles. The Smoking Guns, managed by Sonny, against the Godwins, and with Hillbilly Jim.
yeah, when we talked about the Godwins in our last video.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and when I was a kid, when I first had the Smoking Guns coming in with the cowboy hats, and they had the mullets and the
Yeah.
mustaches and whatever, and it's like this was kind of the new age bullshit thing, and Billy Gunn used a famouser in his match as well.
Yes.
So I mean they both changed their gimmick a little bit, and Sonny was in the corner.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, they won the match. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But still, I think that the Godwins, looking back now, they should have had the tag titles.
Yeah.
I know Smoking Guns were definitely multiple time tag team champions from 93 to like 96.
Yeah.
And so you look at that, and then of course Billy Gunn with Road Dogg and becoming multiple time WWF champions. Then even of course the 2005 run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we go on to a match. I have no idea what happened here, why this happened, how it happened, when it happened. Well, I know when it happened, but like, you got the Ultimate Warrior against Jerry Lawler.
Yep. Yeah, well, and this all started because of a comic book. So, Ultimate Warrior came back, and of course he had a few matches with Goldust, and then he had a comic book, and he came out into the ring, and I even saw this, and I thought, what the fuck? He comes out, and he's got the Black Warrior face paint, but he's got a hat on that says Warrior, and he supports a ponytail. When the fuck did you ever see the Ultimate Warrior with a ponytail?
Yeah.
And so they started having a feud with Ultimate Warrior and Jerry Lawler, and
Yeah.
I gotta say this was a much better feud than Jake the Snake, but it was nothing like the feud with Bret Hart.
True.
So, that being said, this was an interesting back and forth feud where they talk about the comic and all this other shit. You even have Jerry Lawler in that fucking interview in the ring present his own art in a frame to the Ultimate Warrior. Well, actually, ultimately hitting him in the head with the frame.
Yeah.
So, that's what led up to this match.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, this was interesting.
Yeah.
But Warrior won. That actually wasn't as short as you'd expect.
No.
But, yeah, really nothing too special.
Not really.
You got shit canned afterwards, so.
Basically.
Yeah.
And we go on to a match which I would consider one of the best rivalries throughout the 90s with Mankind and The Undertaker.
Yeah, again, we talked about Vader and The Undertaker. You look at this feud, and again, with Mankind, you have Hunter Hearst Helmsley in their matches, well, Mick Foley in general, Mankind and Undertaker had multiple good matches in 1996. The Boiler Room Brawl,
Casket
the
match,
Casket match,
Buried Alive.
yeah. So I mean, this was a good match too. And so you go there, and then you go all the way to '98 when they had the good Hell in a Cell match.
Yes.
But this match was pretty cool too. I mean, once again, Paul Bearer had turned his back on the Undertaker.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, this was a year before the whole thing with Vader.
Yeah.
But this was a good match. And two, you have to look at the chemistry and how the facial... Like, I look at Paul Heyman, and I think he has very good expressions outside the ring.
Right.
Paul Bearer, man,
Oh, yeah.
that guy can just tell a story with the expressions on his face, or him pretending to have a heart attack if Undertaker or Mankind got beaten up.
Yeah.
Or Kane, for that matter.
True.
Mankind won.
Yeah, Mankind got the win on this one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's right. So that was a pretty good feud, just to...
Oh, yeah.
And a good match, because it was one of the rare matches where Undertaker lost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was good because a lot of people are like, well, Mick Foley was buried because they didn't want him to have his Cactus Jack character. He was going to change his Mankind gimmick and whatever. And it's like, yeah, but he fucking beat The Undertaker.
Exactly.
So, that was a good match anyway.
And we'll go to a match for the Intercontinental Championship with Ahmed Johnson and Goldust.
Yeah, I don't know if this was due to the fact that Goldust had given Ahmed Johnson mouth to mouth.
Probably, I think so.
Yeah, I didn't see too much of that feud. Besides, I heard about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Ahmed Johnson, you talk about somebody who wasn't a good talker, And the guy who, the first African American to become the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Goldust, who came to the WWF. He was given this gimmick, which kind of went against who he was in real life.
Yeah.
But he turned chicken salad into...
Chicken shit into chicken salad.
Yeah. So, this was a good match, obviously. You had Goldust reenact the mouth-to-mouth thing. But, yeah.
That pissed off Ahmed again, and we kicked the shit out of Goldust. They're pretty much brawling the entire matches. Ahmed trying to gain retribution on Goldust for that whole incident, and then, he does it again, and that pisses off Ahmed, and Ahmed kicks the shit out of him, hits the Pearl River Plunge, and gets the win.
Yeah. So, that was an interesting feud. Like I said, I only heard about this. I never really saw it on TV or anything. Only a few times. I watched wrestling back then, but this was a pretty interesting feud. I mean, again, this is where Attitude Era was sneaking in to the WWE.
Yeah.
Because Goldust was an edgy character.
Yes.
Mankind was a demonic character. More so than The Undertaker.
Yes.
So we were slowly edging. And then, of course, you have Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was giving fingers and
drinking beer.
Well, not at that point, but,
Oh, no, later.
4-letter words and...
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that too. But he really had it in with Gorilla Monsoon at that time as well.
True.
That which was interesting.
Yes. And we go to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament and the infamous moment that changed Stone Cold's career basically forever. Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course, Jake Roberts.
Oh god, this match, yeah. I mean, I know that Jake Roberts fucking tried his best to fight back with Austin, but of course, and this is coming from a guy that just got back from getting staples put in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
So they reopened, obviously, but
after the match with Mero, Austin goes to the hospital. He gets some stitches put in his lip and in his mouth. He comes back, and of course, Vader beats up on Jake Roberts, so Austin's got a busted up mouth. Roberts is bruised, cracked, fucked up ribs. So, I mean, give them both credit for even getting in the ring. And, like, Jake was doing everything he could to fight back, but he really couldn't do a whole lot. And then, stunner, 1, 2, 3. Match ends. Austin goes up, and there's handsome Doc Hendricks going to interview Austin, and of course the infamous moment.
You sit there and you thump your Bible, and it says John 3:16, and it gave you nothing. Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass. And that was the first time. That's not how it goes exactly.
That's not how it goes word for word,
no.
But it's along those lines.
Yeah. So, that's basically one of the few times you heard a cuss word on WWE television at that time. But, yeah, I mean, this is where Austin made his career.
Basically.
This was definitely one of those times where, unfortunately, Jake Roberts fucking didn't have much. He came back, he had a shitty run.
Yeah.
He was clean, and then shortly after he relapsed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, this is kind of one of those things where, okay, it's nice that you want to make a comeback, but, shit, you gotta work at it first.
Basically, yeah.
You don't just quit drugs and alcohol and, oh, hey, my body's not in shape, but I'm coming back anyways. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, Jake Roberts, his run in '96 was the shits. But, I mean, that's just the way it was. And Austin was the man, and he definitely became the man that night.
Yeah, that was the night Austin 3:16 came to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And main event of the night for the WWF Championship, we got Shawn Michaels with Jose Lothario against the British Bulldog with Diana and Jim Cornette. And the special guest outside enforcer for this match was Mr. Perfect. And of course you had Owen on commentary. His arm was in a cast because he broke it or fractured something or whatever it was. And of course she's saying, oh, we love you, Bulldog, we love you, Diana. He's on the announce table and all this other stuff.
Go on. Let's close the door.
And yeah.
You fucking kidding me right now? Let me get this straight. So, you have the boyhood dream. Bullshit, by the way. Everybody has that fucking dream. You have Shawn Michaels beat Bret Hart at WrestleMania. And then you go over to the King of the Ring. And we talked about this in our last review. But fucking, you got the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. The guy that should have held the WWF title at that point. But nope, because we have to have the sexy boy, the man, the boy toy. We gotta have him go over. Why? Because he's a fucking moron. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. because of what he said and what he did in the past. But no, we got to award that. We got to award him. No, so Bret Hart, he lost, and then we have the brother-in-law, and he goes in, and that was the second match of their career that these two guys wrestled. And Shawn Michaels have the title. No, he couldn't even lay down. He couldn't even lay down for it. Well, the Bulldog. This match should have went to the Bulldog because they had a great match and it was a great story. But no, we had to have the fucking Bulldog lose. And then, on top of that, this was great too because we have Big Van Vader coming out. Then we have fucking Warrior come out. And then we have Ahmed Johnson come out. It was a big clusterfuck. There was no winner in this match. This was the shits. This shouldn't have ended this way. This was garbage. This was fucking absolute garbage. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't watch wrestling at that time because this was a big fucking diarrhea dump all over the WWF, and that was bullshit. It was even worse than today's wrestling roster. Yeah, I don't care. It was stupid, and I'm glad I didn't watch it, and that's fine. That's the way it is. I don't care if you liked it. That's the stupid bullshit that Vince McMahon should be buried for.
And on that note, that was a review of King of the Ring 96. And, yeah.
I mean, despite the main event, this was a good show.
Yeah.
You look at what it did for Austin's career. You look at the comeback of the Ultimate Warrior. Now, it was the third strike, unfortunately. But, you gotta look at it into the consideration that Marty Jannetty, whether or not it was a shitty attempt at bringing back the Rockers, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Wild Man Marc Mero. I actually saw him today. He did a little video for some reason. But yeah, this was interesting. This was a good pay-per-view nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I thought that, I know that we just did In Your House Canadian Stampede. So I thought Monday they're either going to start the tournament or they're just going to have the tournament. Why not do a King of the Ring?
Yeah. After we did In Your House Canadian Stampede 97, we were just, Matt did a little bit of editing on it. He'll finish. Do more tomorrow. And we were watching some videos on YouTube and he goes, hey, I got an idea. Seeing as how King of the Ring is on Monday, let's do the very first King of the Ring. Like, sure, why not? Be cool. And try to find highlights of it, video on it somewhere, and yeah, just kinda farted basically.
Well, it's weird because the actual very first King of the Ring was 1985 for WWF anyways.
Yes.
And I believe Don Morocco won that.
Yeah, Don Morocco, very first ever King of the Ring.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was Harley Race, but that was the year after.
That was 86, yeah.
Can't find the highlights for that, unfortunately, but such is life anyways. So yeah, like we'll say in the first video next week, and then it's gonna be top favorite movies, and then we're gonna go on to NXT UK. Cardiff,
NXT UK Takeover Cardiff.
Yes.
And Cardiff, Wales.
So, for me, Matt, this is Killer Kyle, and we will see you next week. Deuces.
Bye.